Hello and welcome back to Simon's Rants. I'm Simon and today I'm giving my on second thought on The Truman Show. Now, this is your spoiler warning. If you haven't seen it yet for whatever reason, you should pause this video, go buy it, watch it, come back, and we can talk about it then. Now, in case you don't know, The Truman Show is a 1998 film starring Jim Carrey and was directed by Peter Weir. The plot of the film follows Jim Carrey, who plays Truman Burbank, who's a man slowly realizing that his entire world is actually a live TV show. Everybody knows is a paid actor and there's hidden cameras everywhere, and everything that happens to him is scripted. He has to deal with the fact that his whole world is falling apart around him while he wonders if he's actually going insane as he tries to escape from this world. And this is the moment in time that everybody realized for the first time, if they hadn't already, that Jim Carrey was a great dramatic actor. If you haven't watched this movie yet and you're not convinced that Jim Carrey is a great actor, watch this movie. Now, The Truman Show isn't his first dramatic performance. He had movies before like Doing Time on Maple Drive, and it isn't necessarily his best dramatic performance. I would say that's Eternal Sunshine of the Spotless Mind. But this movie is amazing and he's amazing in it. The plot is so original, the writing is phenomenal, and the comedy, although in small doses, is great. And it's not just Jim Carrey being a great actor, all of the acting in this movie is good. I mean, honestly, just look at the cast. You've got Jim Carrey, you've got Ed Harris, you've got Laura Linney, you've got Noah Emmerich, and you even have Paul Giamatti in a small bit part. That is an outstanding cast. And it's such an original idea and it's such a great movie that honestly we've become spoiled by it and we kind of take it for granted at this point. Which is ridiculous when you compare it to movies like Good Will Hunting, where everybody's seen that, everybody knows what it is and considers it one of the best movies of all time. Now, it does deserve that. It's deserved of all of those accolades. I'm not trying to take anything away from it. It is probably even better, I would say, than The Truman Show. But The Truman Show is a top 50 movie of all time. I'm not exaggerating. It's really good. If you haven't seen it, you should. And it's not even that it's just such a good story and it's so well told. It's such an interesting idea. It's such an original idea that your entire life is a lie. It's just pure manipulation, everything since day one. And the second that you try to stray away from that, you are met with immediate conflict and confrontation because people are trying to control every step. I think everybody has an idea of a higher power controlling their life and, knocking over the thing that's you put here and then it falls over. Why did it fall over? Physics just went out the window. Everybody thinks that there's something happening to them. Everybody has that main character syndrome in their head somewhere. And this movie makes it so specific and so isolated to this one person that it gives you that gnawing feeling in the back of your head that maybe it is just you. Maybe I am the main character in a TV show. And if that is the case, I need a new goddamn screenwriter. You're screwing me, man. But it is. It's just a great idea because it really is such a fun idea. I know that it's dangerous to take it seriously and you'd go crazy if you did. But just the fun idea of going, what if the reason that was the girl that got away was because somebody was controlling something and pulling strings? Or what if the reason for my life turning this way was because of whatever, some sort of manipulation? It is such an infectious idea when it makes you almost paranoid and look at everything in your life. Now, obviously, I'm over dramatizing it. If you're taking all of that too seriously, then there's probably some paranoia already in there. But it is such a fun idea to just have that moment of doubt and skepticism laid out in such a good movie, because this movie's pretty much flawless. I could get nitpicky here. I could. There's some weird stuff with it cutting between what's happening and audiences watching it because time passes at confusing rates. Like, there's a guy that's just always in a bathtub no matter what. Like, there's some nitpicking stuff that you can get into, and it's truthfully not a perfect movie because of that. But ignoring just small, unimportant stuff like that, when you just get down to acting, writing, directing, story, ingenuity, originality, this movie is so good. It just tops the charts in every category. Like I said, top 50 movie of all time. I don't remember where I ranked it exactly on my list, but I did make a top 100 movies of all time list, and it definitely was in the top 50. I know that for a fact. And yes, I know I've skirted around the point a little bit, but Jim Carrey did prove in this that he was a phenomenal, serious, dramatic actor. And nobody really knew that before this movie came out. I know that you can point to a bunch of other movies now, but at the time that this movie came out, nobody knew that back then. Unless you were an extreme fanboy already and had seen Doing Time on Maple Drive, or you're just a really big fan of his performance in The Mask, you didn't know his acting range yet. You didn't know what he was capable of. This blew everybody away, and for good reason, because Jim Carrey proved once and for all, in just just this movie, if you've seen none of his other movies, if you've just seen this one, you know for a fact, just based on this performance, that he can act. And damn well. This movie is such an emotional powerhouse of a film. It's so dramatic. Everything that this character has to do and overcome, we feel all of it and relate to so much of it. Now, I will say that they did give Jim Carrey a bit of a handicap by having a couple of comedic moments for him to lean back on, but there's not many. And honestly, he didn't need it. And so when it came up to those comedic moments, you're actually just impressed that he's able to slip back and forth between acting dramatically and comedically so easily. Like, it's just seamless, like almost like he's a great actor or something. Because there are a couple of really funny moments in there. They're not that often. They're not supposed to be that often. It's just mainly a serious movie. But because you have Jim Carrey in this role, in this situation that's just naturally going to be funny, he's able to handle it so well that, like I said, he's able to jump back and forth so quickly and so seamlessly that it would be foolish not to have at least a funny moment or two there. Just think about it. You're going through a midlife crisis to the nth degree. You're having a literal mental breakdown because everything you've ever known is a lie. There's going to be a couple of funny moments in there. And yeah, it's great. They're short, they're quick, but they're funny and they're effective. And it really shows the range of Jim Carrey in this movie. This is just honestly one of those movies that it's hard to critique. It's hard to make a review of because how many times can you just say that they did everything right? They did everything perfect. So I guess I'll just leave it at that. But what did you guys think? Let me know in the comments below. And of course, don't forget to like, share, and if you're new here, subscribe. Thanks, guys. Bye.